What's up, everyone? Day 2 of trading in Boston, and so far, I don't like trading here very much. You know why? It's because I've been losing money day after day. Today is the second red day of the week. It's only Tuesday. This is obviously getting a little bit ridiculous. So I'm kind of in this pattern where we're seeing stocks pop up like 5 to 10 cents and then drop 20 to 30 cents. So my average winners today were only 7 cents per share. My average losers were 19 cents. And that's not sustainable unless I'm right 95% of the time, which even for me is not realistic. So definitely in a grind, and I'll just be so excited when we get out on the other side of it. You know what gives me faith is that last year I went through this long slump of really slow trading. 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back. It was a little bit of progress. It's almost like if you kind of picture yourself stuck in a car and you spin the wheels and you kind of make a little progress and then you slide back and you start to wonder, am I actually sliding back more than I'm moving forward when I try to get out of this hole? And right now, it's kind of what it's like. It's a little forward, a little back, a little forward, a little back, and it's a grind. But when I got out of the last slump, I came into the hottest hot streak I've ever had. Over $250,000 in 3 months, and that's what gets me excited. Because out of this slow curve right now, this kind of like little dip, we're gonna come out and it's gonna be momentum. And that's when I'm gonna have the pedal to the metal and we're gonna see some great opportunities. So, right now it's a grind, but I'm excited for what's on the other side. All right, so let's break down all of the trades from today in today's Midday Market Recap. All right, everyone, so we're going to go over the trades from this morning. Almost Valentine's Day, which is very exciting, but there is no love in the market for me right now. It's just a very choppy environment. So today's another day where I stepped up to the plate and had a couple of stocks I was watching pretty closely, and I made money on 2 of them, and I lost money on 2 of them. And so 2 winners, 2 losers. And the problem is the average losers are like 30 cents, 20 cents, actually, well, 19 cents per share today. One of them was 28 cents, and 2 of them were smaller. And then the average winners are only 7 cents. So small winners, big losers, I'm red on the day, another red day. You can see my P&L here. So finishing the morning down, $3,100. And, it's kind of, I had that great day on Friday, $13,000, and then Monday dropped down, Tuesday dropping down again. So giving back some of that profit, and, it's frustrating, and I'm being stubborn. I'm not slowing down as much as I could. I'm continuing to jump on opportunities when I see them, and then, they get slammed back down. So, we can look at a couple of the trades from today. AQMS, you can see this one here. It just broke over $3, but then this kind of sharp drop, this quick pullback. I first got in it at $250, but it was not easy to trade. What was really interesting on this one is that when it broke over the $0.50 of $250, it squeezed all the way up to a high of $268, and then all of a sudden, there was a big seller at $250. So it dropped right back down to $250 because someone put a big order to sell at $250. And I was in at $250. And so, it was like kind of strange. We don't really see that very often, that all of a sudden someone just throws a big sell order in the middle of the spread and creates this, this wall. So obviously disappointing that happened. I stopped out at $250. I got back in, but I wasn't able to get any big wins. My biggest winner on it was only 2 cents per share. So it was just very choppy. A lot of hidden sellers on it. And when I say hidden sellers, what we would see is someone put an order on the ask, and you're seeing lots of buyers, but the price isn't moving. So you just have someone putting up a wall right there. And that just kept happening on AQMS. Every time it would pop up, it would drop back down. So very whippy, as you can see. These whips to the downside. This whip down, back up, back down. So it was not easy price action to trade. And as a result, I only made 128 bucks on it. So nothing exciting there. First trade of the day was OPGN. This one I got in at the $0.50 at 250. I was watching for a break of the pre-market high. So you can see the pre-market high was 250. I jumped in at 248, popped up to a high of 265, and then it rolled over and dropped all the way down here to 210. So I stopped out of that one. My entry was 250, stopped out at 224 and 218. So that was 1,900 bucks there. Boom, right into the red. $600 profit on ARPN. This was a decent trade here, but it didn't hold the level at all. Again, like it popped up and then just totally rolled over. So this is kind of what we keep seeing. And, it's definitely, I'm stepping up to the plate. I'm looking at these setups and I think they look decent. And in another market, they would work really well. I don't feel like I'm doing anything particularly different from what I did last month. It just seems that we're not seeing as much follow through. So I buy, stocks pop up. I'm buying the breakout point, the place where I expect them to go, to pop up. You see here ARPN, it works. And then it doesn't hold the level. It doesn't sustain. It drops back down. And it drops lower than where it even started from. So we're just seeing these, sharp reversals. And so that was a nasty one on ARPN. And then Cat B, this is the one that really frustrated me. It's frustrating. You get into this type of setup thinking it's going to be a nice breakout. And, that's that big red candle. It's that, you can see right here, that big kind of rejection where we get in for the first candle to make a new high. It's a decent setup, and then it just gets slammed back down. So this is one where I was never even really green on it. I got in at 25, it went to 28, and then dropped to 206. So I lost 18 cents on that one, and, it's just, it's the market that we're in right now. So it's one of the things I was saying is how quickly the tide has shifted from an amazing January to a really slow February, and there's no doubt about it. I'm frustrated. No one likes to come in and trade day after day and lose money. It's my job is to come in here and be a profitable trader. So the fact that I'm red 6 out of 9 days this month, it's probably the worst month. This is probably one of the worst months I've ever had. I'm only down 9,000, but it's very, very difficult right now. So, again, it's a great time to be trading in the simulator, to be practicing, because right now trading with real money, if you're a beginner trader, if you can do well now, you're going to do well in probably any market. So there's that. But at the same time, it's just not very rewarding because even good quality setups aren't working. That's what's frustrating, is a good quality, decent setup is only popping up 5 cents at the breakout point, and then it reverses 15. So, it's a good time to be trading the simulator. Today's my second red day in a row. I'm hoping tomorrow is a green day, and I'd really like to be able to finish the week green, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It's like I said yesterday, it's almost an environment where it's better to not trade than to keep getting stopped out. You can see the stocks I traded today. Can't short Cat B, can't short AMPE, can't short OPGN, can't short AQMS, and I can't APRN. I don't think I can short either. So none of these stocks I can short. I can only trade them one direction. It's just simply not an option to short these with most brokers. Now, if you open a brokerage account with Centerpoint, they might have shares of some of these. Their minimum is $50,000. So most traders are not going to be able to open an account there. Interactive brokers, I have my IRA account there, and it really hasn't been, the best experience trading with them. I use my account there just for the IRA, but I wouldn't really feel comfortable putting more money with them. So, Interactive Brokers hasn't been very good. Trade Zero, I'm a U.S. resident, so I can't trade there. Sure Trader, commissions are so high, I wouldn't trade there. So, it kind of just backs you into a corner where you can only trade one direction. At least that's the way it is for me. So I've got one option, which is to trade it alongside, and I can either, sit tight, or I can, keep stepping up to the plate and keep looking for opportunities. And if, we see them, then, I'll try to capture some profit. And Charles, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people that will do that. I'm sure there's people that will short if I buy, and in a market like this, I mean, I guess that works. But obviously, in a market like in January, those guys are going to blow up their accounts because you short a stock that runs up 200%. I mean, that's not strategy. Just to do the opposite of what someone else does. Statistically, over the long haul, if you did that, you would lose money because I make money 70% of the time. This month has been an anomaly. September was a red month, and April was a red month. So, right now I've had 3 red months in the last year and a half. Really in the last 2 years, 3 red months. So it wouldn't benefit me to always do the opposite of what I think I should do. Like anytime I'm going to buy to short, statistically that would not work at all. Even if you could find shares available to borrow. But yeah, I mean, I suppose you'll have people that, if they see that I'm in a position and I'm holding it and it's not working out, they might short it and figure, well, he's going to have the pressure on, and so he's probably going to bail out, and when he sells, it'll drop more because he's got big size. But again, I mean, that's not really a strategy. That's just kind of piggybacking, and I don't know that there's many people that would really do that, because I don't think they'd be profitable in the long run with that type of strategy. I think if anyone does that, it's probably just they're pissed off that I'm making money most of the time, and they want to try to take a little advantage of the times that I'm in the red, or try to sell and short stocks that I'm in to make it harder for me. But again, that's kind of silly. Like, that's not a strategy. That's just kind of an emotional thing for someone to do. So if they want to do that, like, again, that's on them. And in January when I made $117,000, if they're shorting all those stocks, that's not going to work out super well. So I think for me, I try not to think too much about what other people are doing, because I don't want to compare myself to others. I don't really care if someone else is making money or losing money. It's just not, that doesn't help me. Unless they're trying to teach, unless they're, trying, I show you what I do every day to teach you, so you guys can learn from what I'm doing, whether it's right or wrong. So there's benefit there. But just, I don't sign on to Twitter. I don't do any of that stuff, because I just don't find it helpful. I see it as more of a distraction than anything else. So, yeah, I mean, right now, for sure, it seems like a lot of the stocks that I buy haven't really been following through as well, and I think that's more cyclical. I don't think it's anything more than that. This isn't any different from the ebbs and flows that I've had in the past. And so one of the things that does get me excited is the fact that last year, when I went through a kind of a rut like I'm in now, I came out on the other side of it and made $250,000 in 3 months. I made $80,000 in November. Well, I made $30,000 in October, $80,000 in November, $84,000 in December. So that was $200,000. And then I made another $117,000 in January. So $320,000 in 4 months. That's what I'm looking forward to, is when we do come out of this slow period and I can have another $400,000 hot streak. So if I have a month where I lose 10 grand, and then I go back into a hot streak where I make 300,000, 400,000 in 3 months, that's keep it in perspective, right? That's good. That's what we like to see. So that makes you kind of say, oh, well, yeah, I guess being down 8 or 9,000 in a month isn't really that big a deal. And again, we still have 2 full weeks left in the month of February for me to try to get myself back into the green. So I'm not going to throw in the towel on the month yet. I think that there's definitely opportunity for me to finish in the green, but um, yeah, it's just a difficult market right now. So we saw a little bit of follow through on ARPN, AQMS very choppy, OPGN didn't work at all, and CATB, was pretty choppy as well. I don't know. All of a sudden it popped up right on this candle from about $2 to 234, but then it didn't hold that level. So now it's kind of coming back down. So, I think right now is a good time to try to exercise discipline as much as you can. Try to keep the losses as small as you can. And again, that's relative to your account size, relative to what you've done in the last 3 months. For some people, losing $3,000 in a day is devastating. It's, your wit's end. And for me, this is all just part of the noise. Being down more than 15,000 would be a really bad day for me. Being up more than 40,000 would be a really good day for me. And anything in between is just the noise. It's just part of doing the job. There's days where you come in and you're green, and there's days where you come in and you're red. So, like I said also earlier today, trading is, I don't know, 50% skill and 50% emotions. Dealing with the emotional side is the harder part for me at this point. Now that I have the skill, it's just dealing with the emotions of trading, dealing with the fact that over the last, let's say over the last 6 weeks of the year, I've made $110,000. And wouldn't it be a lot nicer to just average, what's 110,000 divided by 6? 18,000. Wouldn't it be nicer just to average $18,000 a week or $3,600 a day and have a green day every single day? Make $3,600 every single day. Of course, I'd rather do that than have a day where I make 18,000 like I did 2 weeks ago, have a day where I make 13,000 like I did on Friday, and then have days like today and yesterday where I lose money. But that's not how it works. You have to deal with the ups and the downs. It's just how it is. And so emotional conditioning and getting yourself to a place where you can handle those swings is probably the hardest part. And you guys see it with me every day. It's not something that I don't still struggle with even after having done this for years and years. I still have those feelings of frustration and disappointment when I have red days. And when I have a green day, it's pretty much just like, well, that's good, but it's no big deal. So, the red days are the ones that are hard to deal with. But hopefully we, again, start to see better follow through. Hopefully things do start to turn around. I still think it's going to be the first stock that goes up 200 or 300%, and any of those traders who are shorting whenever I sell or whenever I buy, plus all the other short sellers out there, they'll start to get squeezed out a little bit. Long traders like us will start to see a bigger opportunity. We'll start to get a little more aggressive, and that's what will usually start the next round of momentum. That's what typically happens, and so it's waiting for that catalyst to get people excited again. And yeah, it might be another couple weeks. I don't know how long this slow period will last, but there are still opportunities here and there. Had a great day last Friday with 13,000, so that was a big step forward. And now the last couple of days stepping back a little bit, so waiting for that next step forward. But probably keep having these steps up and then a couple steps back, step up, and a couple steps back until we really start to open up again. I think, that's probably the name of the game. So get in, get the profits, get out, be quick. I'm trying to be quick. I was pretty quick on the first couple trades. OPGN just, slipped down, got me good. And Cat B, that one, again, those false breakout rejections are tough. I'm not sure exactly how to anticipate those better because this really was a decent setup in my mind. I suppose probably the best thing to do on something like Cat B maybe is watch the low of the last 1 minute candle. Stop out right there as soon as it breaks. rather than wait till the low of that drop. That might be something to do, but that might help a little bit. And OPGN, let's see, pull that one back up. If I'd stopped at the low of the previous 1 minute candle, how would that have worked? Let's see. I would have stopped out at 230. I stopped out 224. So yeah, I mean, that would have been better. So, smaller size, be quick to pivot, quick to get out if it's not working, and when things do start to pick back up, those winners will stack up quickly, but you just want to try to avoid getting yourself too deep in the hole. So I'm kind of getting a little closer to the edge of the red, the edge of the drawdown, and I'd not like to go too much deeper into the red. After a big day on Friday, it felt worth being a little aggressive and pushing because I had such a great day, but now I've stepped back. So, again, kind of that analogy of, you get stuck in a ditch and, you start to get out and you're like, all right, I think I got it. And you push the gas pedal down, and then next thing you know, you're just spinning and sliding backwards. And oh no, oh no. And now am I going to be actually more stuck than I was to begin with? That's what you want to try to avoid. So, anyways, this is just, this is it for me today. This for you guys is an opportunity to really get a glimpse into what it's like to watch, to be a trader, to watch a trader who goes through the ups and the downs and every single day makes a video to talk about it. I want you guys to see both sides of the coin and to realize that, yeah, we have great days. I've made a great living as a trader. $400,000 last year was awesome. That was a great year. I'm already up over $100,000 and it's February 13th. So far this is a great year, despite the fact that, yeah, I've got a couple red days. This could be a $500,000 year for me. This could be the best year ever. And at the end, there'll be people that are probably hating, saying, oh, he makes money every single day, and, he's, whatever they want to say. I mean, but the reality is, I didn't get there without the red days. I didn't get there without the frustrations and having to go through the same stuff that all of you guys have to go through. So, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at today. A little frustrated, not as frustrated as I was yesterday, because the loss isn't as bad. So, we'll get back at it first thing tomorrow morning, Valentine's Day. Hopefully there'll be some love in the market, and we'll be able to start to build up the account a little bit. And for those of you guys studying, it's a great time to study. Don't get frustrated. You guys are in the simulator. It's the right place to be. Just keep working at it, keep practicing, and when the market does pick up, you'll be able to capitalize on the opportunities. All right, everyone, so I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, pre-market analysis around 9:15. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.